I want to go over my reading Q1 stats for 2025. In the first 3 months of this year, I have read 17 books, 8,209 pages, 2,318,014 words, and my average rating across all of the books is 3.76. Now, out of those 17 books, let's look at some of my favorites. A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon is an epic fantasy book. It is also the prequel to The Priory of the Orange Tree. This was the first book I read this year, and what a way to start. I loved the cast of characters, I loved the world and how immersive and large it was. I loved learning about all the different kingdoms and the different cultures that exist within them. There was drama, there was political intrigue, there were battles, there were dragons. I also really appreciated how diverse this book was. And I feel like a lot of epic fantasy books tend to be geared towards men, but this one wasn't, and I really appreciated that. Forget Me Not by Julie Soto is a contemporary romance book, and it is so special. If I had to pick which book I've read this year that surprised me the most in terms of how much I enjoyed it, I'd pick this one. It's a second chance romance between a florist and a wedding planner. And I just found this book really wholesome, and it was so romantic. And I was squealing and kicking my feet the entire time I was reading this. If you have not picked up this book yet, you need to. Next, we have The Ragpicker King by Cassandra Clare, which is the sequel to Swordcatcher. This is also an epic fantasy book. This is definitely the best sequel or continuation to a series that I've read this year so far. I loved how Cassandra Clare took all the things I loved about Swordcatcher and then expanded on it in this book. The romance is slow burn, which I love. We got even more political intrigue, which is one of my favorite parts of a fantasy book. And I ultimately love what Cassandra Clare is doing with this series. And finally, we have Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. This is an adult romantasy book. This book also surprised me because I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. It takes all the aspects of a romantasy and does it really well. The romance and fantasy plot lines are balanced. One doesn't suffer so the other one can thrive. The world building was great. I love the cast of characters and how distinct they all were and had all different types of personalities. The romance was electric between our two main characters. In my opinion, the hype around this book was justified.